This is the next guy I think we kind of slightly disagree on here, Tom. So I'll let you go first. Cole Kmet, obviously an interesting pass offense, shall we say that, in terms of Chicago. Is that interesting volume the reason why you're fading him?
No, it's because I just don't think Cole Kmet is particularly going to be. Cole Kmet had every opportunity to be fantasy relevant last year. There was no competition for targets last year. There was a bunch of IKEA sales staff playing for wide receiver for the Bears. It was just, there were irrelevant players left, right, and center. And Cole Kmet should have been able to do better than he did. Last year he had 8 finishes outside the top 20 of the position, and he scored less than 10 PPR points in 75% of his appearances. He had a 2-week spell that massively inflated his numbers with 45 points over the two of them. But the problem with that is you weren't starting Kmet for at least one of those games because, the first game that in that streak, he scored 16.8 PPR points. Sorry, the first of those games, you weren't starting him when he went off because of the 3 weeks before that, he'd scored a combined 16.8 PPR points. So, and then when he did go off, did you have enough faith in him to suddenly start him the week after that? Was it like, okay, the breakout's here? Or was it like, okay, well, looking back over the last 4 weeks, this is the only week where he's actually been relevant, so I don't know if I can start him again. He had a 19.3% target share, which was the 7th highest amongst all tight ends. But his yards per route run of 1.2 was 43rd amongst all tight ends. He wasn't able to turn targets into production, and now DJ Moore's going to be there. Yes, we've added Robert Tonyan as well, which I'm not saying Robert Tonyan's suddenly going to become this pass-catching god of a tight end, but it's somebody else who's going to play snaps, which is meaningful. And even if the Bears see an increase from 12.8 pass completions per game, I don't think it's going to be to the point where we're ever consistently sustaining anyone outside of DJ Moore this year.
I think this is where we disagree, because I look at those numbers in terms of low yards per route run and a crazy high target share and think, well, if Chicago last year had a insanely low pass attempts per game rate of 22.2, the league average is at 33. Like, if they regress slightly towards the league average, there's going to be more volume. He produced okay in terms of the raw target numbers that he got. The problem is that there wasn't enough pass attempts to go around. Now, the Bears have just paid him significant money. I think that they're investing in him longer term. Yeah, I'm not drafting Cole Kmet and expecting him to be a great tight end. But I think that in the range that he's going at tight end at 19, I think this offense is going to take a step forward. I think this offense is going to be more pass happy. And therefore, if Cole Kmet can continue to carve out the volume that he did last year, that's only going to make him more fantasy relevant. This is a guy that is a big body. We know that he is useful in and around the red zone. Yet, hopefully, we can see a higher number of pass attempts that means he can be fantasy relevant. So, yeah, I completely get not attacking him as a top 12 tight end. But at tight end 19, that's a guy that I can get on board with and say, you know what? There's a range of outcomes where Justin Fields takes that step forward as a passer and this offense takes a step forward. And I think Cole Kmet's going to be brought along for the ride if that does happen.
And I'll be happy to watch you play that out.